Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, you guys. Today is a beautiful Shabbat. Very nice. Outside it looks a little mysterious. Um, but it's good to see you guys. I'm coming to you again. It's hard for me to, I would say it's somewhat hard for me to try to get all of this, to get all of these materials together because that stuff takes time. And not only that, especially if you still work and you got so much stuff going on in your life, which I do, but I make no excuse for it. Some of the stuff I will be putting in the description boxes when I have time to. So if you ever come back to look at some of the videos or some of the old videos, I will have in the description certain videos that I told you that, or certain stuff I want you to look at. It will be in the box. But anyway, the Most High gave me another dream. A dream that I somewhat understand, but I don't. This dream happened like Thursday. It was like a Thursday, late Thursday night, leading into Friday morning. You might as well say it was Friday, early morning, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. When the Most High said He will give, He said the older people will have visions while the young people will dream dreams. These dreams have been coming frequent. It's almost how they were when I first came in the truth. They starting to come like every 2, 3 days now. So this dream that I had, I was it was me. And at first I was with my family. It was me and my family. We was in a place we never been before, some house. I don't know, some random house. And we were running from something. It was a lot of chaos everywhere. Everywhere. I don't care where we went. It was chaos everywhere. And out of nowhere, my family disappeared, and it was just me by myself with a group of young white teenagers. They all were in school uniforms that came to their knees, and they were and it the dream took me from like being in a house and we was running from something. You can hear all this chaos outside, but the dream switched. All I remember is my son was crying, and then afterwards, as I turned to him, it took me somewhere else. I was on literally like this small piece of land with all of these schoolgirls, all of these Caucasian girls. I ain't gonna call them white, but Caucasian girls, and they were all of like a mixed, almost like a mixed race. Like they was all parts of European. But to make a long story short, while we was sitting on this big like mound rock. It looked like an island, a very, very, very small piece of land. We was dead smack in the middle of the ocean. We can see another island from a very far distance from where we was at. And like one girl started throwing up. Then another girl started throwing up. It was about like 25 of them. Like 25 of, it was a lot of them. As the 2, 3 girls was throwing up, it was like a domino effect. They all started throwing up. I couldn't look at it because just the sight of it, the sight of the other girls, seeing the other girls throwing up was making them throw up. So I don't know what they was building, but it was just like a pile of vomit everywhere. So as they throwing up, I'm seeing all of these wolf like what are they called? They call them Eskimo dogs, but they huskies. The huskies with the blue eyes, the black ones with the white chest. They black and white with the blue eyes. They were sinking in like this mud like quicksand that was around us. As we were sitting there, the girls was throwing up in wherever they were sitting at. And like it's almost like they the stuff was turning into like a acid, even though vomit like throw up is acid, but like it was as they was throwing up in the ground, because it was like very, very soft mud like dirt. It would melt, or it would burn it almost. the dogs, all of the husky dogs, were sinking around us. So I was so tired of the girls throwing up because I didn't know what the Most High was symbolizing this as. I just got up because I was the only Israelite woman with them. It was just me and them, and and all the husky dogs that was surrounding us, that was sinking in this mud, mud, very soft dirt, like quicksand. It was almost like good soil, but it was very not completely watery, but it was to the point where if you put your hand in it, your hand will go down. And I was like, I'd rather be where the dogs are. And when I think about it now, it didn't dawn on me until I woke up this morning to go wash my face. I was like, maybe the dogs were a symbol of the tribe of Benjamin. I'm like, because they were like wolves, and it was a pack of dogs that looked like wolves. You know, husky dogs look like wolves. And even when I think about it now, that's what I was thinking. But they were sinking in this dirt like mud. And when I think of the island, that's why I say I think I get the dream, but I don't get the dream. And I think the island was showing, island people. When you think of the tribe of Benjamin, you think of all the islands. You think of the surrounding islands around it, the West Indies people. And hopefully their islands don't sink, or, the Most High say he's going to destroy a lot of places, even diverse places. A lot of them be sunken, earthquakes will be happening. I just hope that those islands don't sink. But to make a long story short, I jumped in with those huskies because I'm like, shit, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, like when you're going through something like that, especially my dreams, they seem so surreal. It's like it's too good to be real. Like is this real? As as they're sinking, these girls are still throwing. All the girls started throwing up around me. I didn't want to turn around and look at it because just the sight of vomit is just disgusting. So I didn't want to see it. So I jumped in the mud with them. And and when I jump in the mud, I didn't sink completely, but I was walking across it to get to another part of where the girls weren't sitting, because all like 25 girls, we were all sitting together on this big, it was like a very small island, only for us to fit on it, surrounded by all this water. Like all this water came out of nowhere. You see alligators in this water. Now, spiritually, with Israelite women, especially the ones of Black Native American descent or Native descent, our people always saying when you see water with fishes, that means somebody's pregnant. At least our race know that. This nation of people know that. The tribes of Judah and Benjamin know that. But there was no fish. I didn't see no fish. I seen alligators. I seen a few sharks. And I'm not considering these sharks fish, because they wasn't. These were like monsters, like fish. Like they wasn't even fish. They were like sharks. They were very big. It was almost like the Most High was trying to show me what Noah went through during his time, or what type of mammals or fish was in the waters during those times. And man, if we were born during those times, many of us would not have made it. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Most High only showed just me by myself, because I wasn't surrounded by nobody. It was all Japhetic people. It was all girls. It was all of us. It was just all women, all girls. But they were like young teenagers, like in they like 17, 18. Like they looked that age. Like I said, once I jumped off, from leaving them, I'm going past, like walking, I'm crawling past these huskies as they're sinking. One of them I seen sink completely to the bottom. And I tried to get the dirt from him to save him, but he went all the way down. And I started feeling myself sink. So I'm trying to hurry up to get to the other side. And as I turned to look back to where the girls was, even though I didn't want to see the vomit, I turned to them and I didn't see them anymore. Now it's just me by myself again. Now I'm completely by myself, surrounded on this island. All of the like three of the huskies you can still see sinking, but they not trying to move. They just sinking. And out of nowhere, this my family pops up again. As you look one side, I'm by myself. I don't see the girls no more. I turn to the other side. Now I see my family there again. I don't know how we ended up in a cave this time. We ended up in a cave. As we peek out to look out this cave, don't forget we still surrounded by all this water. Like I say, I don't know what the Most High was trying to show me. This dream was confusing. I don't know what he was trying to show me, but as I look out the cave, I just see a whole bunch of water, body of water. I see this, I don't know what it was, come out the water like this. And then I turn back the other way to look at my kids and my family. I don't see them anymore. Now it's just me again, by myself. I'm like, the dream first gave them back to me and took them away from me within seconds again. So now it's just me by myself. I turn back around again. It's just me. I leave out this cave and I try to I see another like stump of land. So I hop and get on that land because now the cave is just me by myself. I'm not going to be in a cave by myself. I need to be in open. I need to be in openness. So as I hop on that little stump of dirt / tiny piece of island, mind you, I'm still surrounded by water. I turn back to the left again. The cave is not there. It's this big, gigantic whale. And it swallowed me up. And I woke up from the dream. So after that, that's when I started thinking of Jonah. And I'm like, man. And when I started thinking of Jonah, I started thinking of what the Most High wanted me to do. And as I'm thinking about this, I'm waking up from the dream. And you know how slowly you're waking up from the dream. Or I don't know if I think the dream ended. As I get swallowed up by the whale, before I wake up, I'm like partially woke, partially asleep. It was completely black. And it was almost like a whole bunch of dirt balls on a gigantic eye. And it was a woman's eye. Gigantic eye. She opened her eyes once like this. Long eyelashes with black mud. It was all black. And it was almost like I was looking at a woman type creature. And all I said was, I'm like, yeah, please help me. Please help me. Because I didn't know what I was looking at. And I completely woke up from it. And I'm like, man. I was thinking as I woke up, I just laid there for a little while. Because I'm like, okay, I went from being in a cave with my family. I look out this way. I see all water. Turn back to look at them again. And I see nothing. First I hop over I turn over, don't see them anymore. I turn to my right again. I see this big stump just for me to get on it. It was small, just to fit me. But it was a stump that I can get on of land dirt, small, tiny piece of island. I hop on that, turn back to my left again to see a big, gigantic, huge, like Titanic ship-like whale in front of me. It was facing this way. Like, it was facing this way. It wasn't looking at me directly. It faced me this way. But it swallowed me up. And then as I'm in pitch black darkness, I don't know, like I said, I was partially woke and partially still asleep. So as I'm trying to wake up, because I'm like, I guess the dream ended. That's how I'm looking at it in my eyes. The dream ended. So as I'm partially trying to wake up, I see this eye. like a woman's eye. And it was a pretty eye too. It was gigantic big. It was black, all black. Whatever scenery I was, it looked like I was in the dark where it was a whole bunch of mud and water. This woman was made like, it was almost like she was made in mud. Because that's all she had on her was mud. Like parts of her face. This is the only part of her I seen. And it was like she was laying down. If you ever seen the movie, and that's crazy too. My son just had me rent it, Moana. The island whose name was Tafiti. She ended up turning in from this lava type woman into a beautiful land. But instead of me seeing land, it was all black mud. She looked at me like this, one eye. And it was this, like, if she was facing me, it would be her left eye. It was like she was laying down, but she wasn't. She looked at me with a big eye. She had dirt balls on her eyelashes. Very pretty long eyelashes. And it was a woman's eye. You can tell a woman's eye from a man's eye. It was a woman's eye. You can see like this part of her face. And she closed her eye. And that's when I woke up completely from the dream. But before I woke up from it, I was so somewhat terrified from what I seen, because I'm like, is this person finna eat me? I'm like, I just got swallowed up, pretty much eaten up by a whale. And then now, when I think about it, I was probably in the whale's mouth. I was probably inside the whale seeing this, but it was like all mud. It was so black. You can see a tiny piece of light, but it was almost like light shining on really dark waters, really pitch black dark waters. This big eye. And I was like, please, y'all help me. I'm like, yeah, please help me. As soon as I said that, that's when she closed her eyes and I woke up. So I don't know what this dream was telling me. When I think about it, I don't know what the Most High Yah was trying to show me, but it gave me different stories in the Bible. And like I tell people, I know the Bible by story. I can literally tell it by story. It had me thinking about the Jonah story. Maybe the Most High wanted me to continue to talk and tell the people what they need to know. Prepare yourselves. Get ready, because the tribulation was going to come. When you talk to other nations of people from like overseas, like over east, like any Arabs or like brown people, like Sri Lankans or whoever, Indians, Middle Eastern Indians. I call them Middle Eastern Indians because we were, us West Indian people, we were over here first. We were here. They always saying, some of them say, when you see a body of water, that's a bad sign. It's a bad thing. And this dream, I was surrounded by water. So maybe the Most High is trying to tell me to tell people, or even just to myself, prepare for what's going to happen. Maybe something's going to happen. For, like I said, if you notice, majority, all the dreams I mentioned to you guys, it's always surrounding water. Something about water. Like I said, when I was growing up, for West Indies people, for Judites and Benjamites, it was always about, I don't know if you see it, water, especially with fish and water. Oh, somebody's pregnant. No. I ain't seen no fish. I seen sharks, alligators, that big gigantic whale, which reminded me of Noah, Jonah, and almost like feeling and being alone in this truth. That's what it made me feel like, being alone in this truth. Because sometimes you're I'm not gonna say sometimes. When you get in this truth, you're gonna have to separate yourselves from family and from people who don't believe in the same thing you do, who don't know that this is really happening. That's why the Most High woke up certain people, because only a remnant will last, and the 144 will be the ones almost to protect, but they will definitely be with the Most High Son. And in my case, Yeshaya. Everybody else will call him Yahushai or Yahusha. You know, the Son. So it was scary to see that dream, especially when you're alone and by yourself, because you're experiencing. But at the same time, it was a dream of strength too, because it made me go through and endure all that alone. So I looked at it like that. I looked at it like maybe the Most High is strengthening me and preparing me for what's going to happen. Because if the Most High can show me all this stuff, and this stuff was gigantic big. It wasn't like no little. This stuff was almost as tall as a 24, 25-story building. These type of creatures and fish I was seeing, like, it's something you can't outrun, especially in a body of water that's their natural habitat, and you can't survive in it, because they know how to maneuver around that. We don't. So, like I said, it made me think of Noah, prepare. It made me think of Jonah, spread the word, tell the people. And then for us, for all those people that he had and he commanded to do stuff, it's almost like he's telling you, do it. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm telling you to do it. I'm giving you a command to do this. So it's almost like he was showing me a command to do the word, spread his truth. And you may be alone in this truth, but you still have to endure it. Because like you said, he that shall endureth until the end shall be saved. If you last until the end, you will be given the crown of life. And that's biblical fact. At least that's what it says. So, and I'm not saying at least what it says in a smart mouth way, but I'm saying I literally go by what it says. If the Most High say he will give you the crown of life for enduring unto the end, for standing firm unto the end, putting on his whole armor. And if you don't know the whole armor, I literally say it every day. You put on, you gird your loins with the belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness. You plant your feet with peace. You have on the shield of faith, and you have the sword, which is the word and the spirit. Please, you guys, follow that. I did not want this video to be this long, but please seek and endure unto the end, even if you are alone, because many of us will be alone in this truth. Many of us will come together later, but the Most High wants us to do this alone. This is a spiritual journey he wants us to seek out alone, because that's the only way we'll get stronger in the faith. Because I think it says it in the Old Testament, even if someone prays for you, they can pray for you so the Most High can help you get to where he is. But it takes you to seek out that salvation with fear and trembling. It takes you to seek it out. It said in the Old Testament when Noah and Abraham, and I think it said Isaiah died, they died for the sake of themselves. Even though they did what they did to help their people. When they died for themselves, because the Most High made them as an individual. They sought it out for themselves. And it's not like he made two of them, and I'm not talking about twins. It's not like he made like two different spirits in one person. It's just one person, one spirit. You have to seek that salvation out. So with that, I will end this video, because like I said, it's getting too long. Sorry. But I give all praises to Ahaya Eshahaya. And I pray for his son, and I thank his son Yeshaya for dying while hanging on a tree in order to prevent us from dying in sin. Thank you guys. I love my brothers and sisters, the whole tribe of Israel, all 12 tribes. I pray that the Most High bring us together, but we need to seek him out first, individually first, so we all can come together as a people. So with that, the water, Todah Rabbah, and hallelujah. Shabbat shalom, you guys. Bye.